tutorials. In previous video tutorial, we have learned about how to create Maven project using command line. Yeah, and we had also gone through the Maven build life cycle, right? In this video tutorial, we'll learn how to create a simple Maven project in Eclipse. Yeah. So before moving ahead, let me tell you uh, to create a Maven project in Eclipse, most of the modern IDE, whether that is Eclipse, IntelliJ or NetBeans, most of the modern IDEs basically supports already inbuilt support for Maven, right? If you are using old IDE, then you need to install one of the plugins called M2E plugin, right? But I will request you to try to use the latest Eclipse or latest ID, so that has an inbuilt basically facility for Maven, right? So how to check whether my Eclipse ID has Maven supported feature or not? Well, so you need to click on the help, and then you need to go on the here install new software, and here you can see already installed. Click over here, then you'll get the text box. You have to type M2E and press enter. So here you can see after some time, see all the M2E related plugin will be listed, right? And that shows this Eclipse has a already Maven plugin installed, right? So here you can see we have a M2E different plugins to create a different kind of project, right? So this project has a inbuilt support for Maven, right? And if I go to the my help, and here I could show you which Eclipse I am basically using, help and then about Eclipse. Then here you can see I am using Photon release 4.0 4.8.0, right? So this has already inbuilt support for Maven, right? Now how to create a Maven project? To create a simple Maven project, go to the file, and here you can go to the new, and you have various options. Directly you'll get Maven project over here. If you do not get, then go to the project, right? And here if you search for Maven, right, you'll get inside the Maven you get three options. You have to select the Maven project and click on the next. And here what you can do, you can directly tick just you can check this checkbox, create a simple project, skip archetype selection, but I will not do that, right? If you select this one, then this is not going to show you the different archetype, right? So here I'm going to unmark this one. Of course you can, by clicking this one, you can go ahead and click a simple Maven based project, but I would like to show something, that's why I'm going to unmark it and clicking on next. And here you can see Eclipse is showing you different kind of archetype. This archetype is nothing but the Maven basically plugin, or which provides various template to create different kind of Maven project, right? So here simplest if you would like to create the very simple project, then Maven archetype quick start is the very simplest one. If you would like to create a kind of web-based application, Maven web-based application, so for that we have a Maven archetype web app. And if you are going to create some kind of J2E project, like if you have a EJV in your project, then you can go for this, and there are many more, right? If you want to create a portlet, if you want to create a profile, and there are many more archetype. So here in this video tutorial I'm going to create a very simple application, right? So I'm going to select Maven archetype quick start. I'm going to click on next, right? Once you click on the next, then you'll get this kind of basically UI. There we need to provide like group ID, artifact ID, version and package. Yeah. So here group ID, let me explain you again. In previous video tutorial I already explained you. Group ID is nothing but it's a kind of you can say package, or you can say kind of a reverse of your domain. So let me show you. I have a website, is called kkjavatutorials.com, right? So kkjavatutorials.com is a domain name. So reverse of domain is nothing but your group ID. So here I am going to write basically com.kkjavatutorials. right? This is just the reverse of domain, right? So website name is kkjavatutorials.com, but I'm writing into a com.kkjavatutorials. So this is the just reverse of your domain. That's the group ID, and this should be the basically unique in your project, right? Now next thing, I'm going to specify the artifact ID. Artifact ID is nothing but the, it's a ID, means that should be also unique, right? So artifact ID is nothing but your project name, right? And that should be unique in your organization as well, right? So here so I'm going to write first demo project, right? Something like this. And here version, you can see drop down, that is only one suggested version, even this is editable one. So it is showing the 0.0.1 hyphen snapshot. So snapshot always represents the project is in the development phase itself. It's not a basically release version. Release version means you are not going to write snapshot like 1.0, 2.0. It's a build release number, right? There you are not going to specify snapshot. Snapshot means project is under development itself, right? Now here in package, this is here you can see com.kkjavatutorials, that I had given my basically package name or group name that already Eclipse has taken, and project name given as the, that is basically one of the class names. So here I'm going to write app, right? So I would like one class should be created automatically, that's why I'm giving something like that, and click on finish, right? So after a few seconds you'll see, yeah, there is a project has been created, right? So let's wait for some time so that I could show you the exact project architecture. Yeah, so here you can see, if I explore this one, then one class has been created. That class name is created by the basically Maven. Let me increase the font size. The font size really is small, so I'm going to increase the font size. Go to the basics and here font, edit, and I'm going to select bold and 14 so that more visible. Yeah, so here you can see we have a different package, as earlier explained you. We have a standard basically architecture or directory for a Maven project, right? So here src slash mains slash java. So here we are going to create a different package, right? And we will be, within that package we can create our source code, right? Java classes. That's what we have, src main java, right? So here you can see I had given the package name com.kkjavatutorials.app, right? So within this package this class has created. Now src test java, this is the basically directory where we are going to create our JUnit test classes, right? Here you can see we have one class, java class, and corresponding test class is automatically created within this package, right? Within this directory, right? And look at the package structure. Package structure are exactly same, right? And class name has generated, our source class name is app, then generated test class name is app.test. That's the basically convention we have to also follow. That is automatically generated by the Maven, right? Now we have a library, JRE library, which has added automatically, but here it has added 1.5, but you can right click and you can add the latest, install JDK which is in your machine. So here I'm going to install sorry, not install, but I'm going to browse latest JDK. So 1.8, no. So here I'll go to install, then add, and standard VM. Here I'm going to browse my JDK directory, right? So I have installed JDK 1.8, that I'm going to browse. Okay, and now click on finish, select this JDK and apply and close. So here I have added latest JDK version. Okay, so that has not still. So select this one, workspace default JRE or JDK, that will be added. So just I would like to use the latest JDK. Now here you can see the folder is called Maven dependencies. and here JUnit is already downloaded, right? Here you can see JUnit, uh, because our project is dependent on the JUnit. So we have a JUnit test cases and JUnit library we are using, and that's what this library is basically downloaded from the Maven repository, Maven central repository, and that is added automatically in our project class path, right? Another thing I would like to explain, this is a pom.xml, that is also called project object model, right? Which basically contains all the dependencies which is available on my project, right? So here there are few of the things you need to keep in mind. Root elements is the project itself, project start and closing. Within that we have a model version which is always 4.0.0, that is fixed. Now group ID, you can see we had provided our group ID. Now we have an artifact ID, which is nothing but our project name. Then we had specified the version number, right, while creating. And packaging is a jar, right? If you even delete, then default packaging would be considered as a jar. So here packaging could be a jar, var, EAR, or POM as well. So we will discuss about the packaging in the separate video tutorial. But here by default, once our code will be compiled, then that will package. After that, that will be packaged as a jar, right? Runnable jar. And here this is nothing but the project name, and here URL, you can see Maven URL has automatically given over there. Inside the properties we can specify various property that can be referred from the other part of the POM, that we will see later. Inside the dependencies we have Maven JUnit dependency automatically got added, right? So here you can see our project dependent on the JUnit, right? So that's why JUnit is downloaded from the Maven repository, and that is automatically added in our class path, right? So when you create a first time, right, then first time this dependency will be downloaded from the central repository. Central repository is nothing but the internet, right? If you go to the internet and here if you search for the JUnit Maven dependency, and if you click, then you will be navigated over here, right? This is our Maven central repository, right? And there all versions of JUnits are available. So when we create our project first time and when we build, then when we refresh our project, then that will start downloading this JUnit jars from the Maven repository, and that will be added in our class path, right? And if you could ask me the where this jar gets downloaded, then that is a username, basically whatever is the username. Then we have a .m2 directory, and there we have a repository, and all the artifacts are getting downloaded over here. So right now we are using JUnit, so JUnit must be there. So here if you look at their JUnit, right, which we are using, that is downloaded over here. If you go inside, then you can see the jar file. This is jar file, corresponding source code, source jar is there, right? So next time onwards, when we'll try to build this project, this will not be downloaded, because this is downloaded only once, first time. Next time onwards, that will first look into the local repository that is already available. Then Maven will not basically try to download same from the central repository. These things we will have to keep in mind. There are many things we are going to add in the pom.xml, but right now we have this much in mind, right? Now let's say we have this project, right? If I could right click and run as a Java application, then we can see the output, right? Hello world. But here some of the things I'm going to show you. So we get the hello world, but as this is a Maven based project, so what we can do, we can do various stuff. So here you can right click and go to the run as, and here you can see Maven related lot of commands, or Maven build lifecycle, right? So here you can see Maven build and triple dots. Click over here, and what I'll do, so here you can see the target directory, right? So one of the lifecycle is basically clean. So this is same as writing the mvn clean on the basically command prompt. So clean lifecycle command, if I run, apply and OK, then this is going to delete our target directory, right? So here you can see saying that deleting this target directory, right? If I refresh my project, then here you can see Tomcat, whatever is inside the Tomcat, that should be deleted. So if I go to this project location, right, let's go to this project location, then target folder should be deleted, right, because we ran mb and clean. So if you go here, and so this is our project, right, what is the project name, first demo project. If you go inside, then here you can see here we see so here basically whenever we run ambient clean, then that generated jar file will be deleted from there, right? So target should be cleaned. I don't know why that was supposed to delete the target folder as well, but it is not deleting. I don't know why. Okay, so that should delete target folder as well. So here if I go and if I do I open command prompt, if I do mvn and clean, then let's see. So here, so it is saying that this target is going to delete, but still target is there. See here you can see target has gone, right? So mvn clean is nothing but that deletes the target directly, right? And in target directory we have all the compiled code and everything, compiled code, generated jars and everything, right? So when you run basically mb one second, I have two Eclipse opened, right? So when you run mvn clean, then target will be deleted, target directory will be deleted, right? So let me close, there are two Eclipse opened, so let me close one of the Eclipse. So this Eclipse I'm going to delete, close. Yeah, so there are some more Maven build life cycle commands are there. Let's try to run those commands as well. So I'm going to again, so directly you can clean or click over here ambient clean, or you can go to here, and here you can write the goals, what goal you want to execute or what command you want to execute. Let's say I will write compile, right? So what will do this, basically this will compile all the source code, and that will generate the basically dot class file, right? That's the compile, right? So this will here you can see in target folder, the inside the classes that has generated. If you go to this directory, you can see all the generated basically dot class files. So here you can see if you go to here, then you can see the all the generated dot class files. So we have only one Java class, so one dot class file is generated, right? And that also basically runs test classes, right? Now no, that's only runs the basically whatever source code that runs and generates the binary, right, dot class file. Now we have another like run as, if I go to here, right, so directly I can run maven install, right? Or you can go over here and you can write the goal as install, and you can run. This will basically generate your var file, sorry, jar file. Packaging is basically jar, so this will generate the jar file. So if I could say command should be, so here it is still running. So here you can see it is basically compiled all the jar classes, all the classes, and that generated the dot class file. After that, that ran the test cases as well, right? So you can see there are one test cases ran, 0 failure, 0 errors, escape 0, and finally it has generated a jar file, executable jar file. Here you can see executable jar file has been generated in the target directory. If you go to here and if you go to the target, then here you can see jar has generated. So guys, you should understand basically a Maven life cycle. So when we talk about the Maven build life cycle, then there are various life cycle, but here few things you have to keep in mind. When I run the compile, then previous life cycle will be executed automatically. When I run test, then previous two life cycle, validate and compile, will be automatically basically that will run, and then after test life cycle will run. If I do the package, then previous all three life cycle will be ran automatically. Similarly, if I run install life cycle, then previous all life cycle will be executed automatically. And finally, deploy is nothing but when you decided to basically release your stable executable jar file, right? If you want to deploy on the production or test environment, then all the previous life cycle will be executed automatically, and then deploy is going to execute. So Maven basically follows some kind of a standard build life cycle. So if you execute one goal, then previous goal will be executed automatically. So these things always you should keep in mind. So guys, that's all I wanted to discuss in this video tutorial. I hope you understood. In this video, we have learned how to create a simple Maven project in Eclipse. In next video, we will see how to create a web-based application using Maven. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video.